Hello, it's Tony here again, and we're back again with another panel showcase. One of the panels that I probably mentioned in one of my previous videos that I never got round to doing a video for. This one's been completed for a while, and we're in the Beach Bonanza, the G36 model in Microsoft Flight Sim, so the G1000. I also have an analog panel for this. I haven't shown that one yet, but that'll be another up and coming video. So I sometimes fly behind the analog panels, even though it's a G1000 aircraft. But there are other analog bonanzas out there that I guess I could make that panel compatible with as well if it's not already. So yeah. Without further ado, I guess we should get the power on. Make sure we got some fuel. I think we'll have the left tank, and I will actually leave that up because I always forget in this aircraft to switch it over, and then I'll find that I've used a lot of fuel from one tank, not the next. But there we go. Right, so I haven't flown this for a while, just myself more familiar with what we're going to do here. We'll stick our beacon on. We've already got our fuel on. Just make sure that our prop and our mixture are fully up, and they are. We'll open the cow flaps while we're there, and I think we'll just stick the fuel pump on quickly. Quick burst. The engine a prime. And then we'll try it for a start. No practice here, so we'll see if it works or not. Oh, didn't have the parking brake on. My bad. Should have checked that. Well, most of these decal aircraft normally start with the park brake on, but for some reason that one didn't. So okay, lesson learned. Just bring the brightness of those screens up a little bit there. It's a little bit dim, and we can stick the alternators on now. The engine's running, and the Avionics master on to bring the other screen on. We're in the Caribbean today, so we won't be needing any pitot heat or prop de-ice or anything like that. It's a balmy 27 degrees C on the ground here. And we'll put our taxi lights on as we're about to taxi out, and I'll have just a notch of flaps as well before I forget. Get that other screen up. So we're just going to do a really short flight here today. We're on the island of Saint Martin, and we're at Grand Case, I think the airport is called, and we're going to just fly over to Princess Juliana very quickly, just to give the panel a little workout, so you can have a little look at what we've got here. So this G36, it's not that dissimilar to the Baron, the twin Beechcraft aircraft, in so much as it's got a G1000, which is obviously very common in a lot of production aeroplanes or GA aeroplanes these days. Switch panel's a little different because obviously it's only a single, not a twin, so we lose the controls for one of the engines, mainly the other mag switch, and there's some subtle other small differences, but a lot of it is similar. Obviously only one fuel selector rather than a pair, and some standby instruments there on the right hand side down the side of the MFD, but other than that it's relatively sparse, quite clean looking panel in this G36, but it's a nice panel nonetheless, and it makes flying behind this this Bonanza in Microsoft Flight Sim a real joy, because pretty much we've got everything that works. See the little annunciator test button there that I'm pushing there brings all the little lights up for a test there, make sure they're working. Little things like that. Only little things, but not really essential for flight, but it's nice to have them working. And sure enough, these parking spots are always rammed in, aren't they? People or trucks or something always in the way. So, and there was, to speak of the devil, there's one of the trucks. They're meant to be getting out of the way of you, but it's always you having to get out of the way of them. Oh, and here comes another one. We're not having much luck today. And so he drives exactly right on the yellow line. Very nice. Windsock's giving it some a little bit there. So I think it looks like we're going to have to take off on 1-2. So we'll stick the strobes on now. We're entering the runway. And the landing lights. And get those taxis off. We don't need that much now. Just backtrack here. And then we'll depart. There is an ILS at Princess Juliana, but the weather's fine for a VFR flight over there today. So we won't bother with any of that. And as I say, I'm not really following any procedures here. Just as usual, having a little mess about just to show the panels in flight. It's quite narrow here, this one. And tight turn there, didn't have quite enough power. Okay. So let's just have a quick check then. So we've got our beacon and strobe on, we've got our taxi light on. The trim is I was going to say set, but I'm just checking that now. There's the little green section. I don't remember it being that far up, but we'll give it a go. Parking brake is off. Cow flaps are open for the moment. One notch of flaps. Rudder trim is in the middle. We'll set our barrow to 2992. We can ignore that pitot heat off, we don't need that. Okay, away we go. Cool, it wants to come up already, look at that. And there she goes. In pretty short space of time there. And positive rate gear up. Over 100 knots. We'll bring the flaps up. We're just going to come around this hill here. You can probably see it on the MFD map there, that little bit of terrain in the middle. Nice, nice scenery in the Caribbean. I do love to fly in the Caribbean, do some island hopping in something like this, or a caravan, or a Kodiak, or anything pretty much. Any GA airplane's great for that. There's some nice strips, some nice challenging ones too, if you fancy that. Nice part of the world to fly, that's for sure, scenery wise. I'll say this is going to be a really short flight, this, because Princess Juliana, the international airport for Saint Martin, is literally just over this hill. So we're not going to gain too much altitude here. And it's going to be a quick showcase. Not lots and lots of instruments to go through on this panel. You've seen the G1000 enough times. Just done an update actually to the G1000 to add a bit of capability for an upcoming aircraft. So haven't even started on that one yet, but something someone mentioned to me in passing. So that should make it a bit easier when I get around to doing that. And I've got a couple more irons in the fire, so to speak. What's these towers here? Not sure if this would be the normal approach. In fact, most of the videos I've seen, in fact pretty much all of them, I think I've seen them taking off in this direction, but not landing. Let's get that gear down. We're way too fast. So I think what we'll do is we'll do a left downwind. Nice boats as well. I don't know if they're all the add-on I've got for the boats in the harbour. So I know there are some here, but I do have the free marinas add-on from Flight Sim TO. It's a nice little package. Can't remember the name of the guy now, but apologies for that. But he also has got the power lines and cable cars, so highly recommended those. They do add a little bit of immersion to the sim when you go to places that have got those elements. I think we'll have a notch of flaps now. Could have probably jammed it in there and slowed it down, but like to try and have some semblance of normality at least. And there's a boat there, look, we're just going to pass over. That's a nice little touch. Probably a bit wide here on my turn. Oh no, a bit shallow actually. There's me not paying attention. Bit shallow, way shallow. My excuse is I haven't got my multi-monitor set up yet, because I'm doing a few changes to the room that the sim is in. So as soon as I can effect that, I'm going to be making quite a few changes to my sim. I need a new chair and some structure to hold some of the monitors and whatnot, so we'll be making a few changes. I may do a video on that depending on how that pans out at some point. Oh, what was that there? Not the best of landings, a bit squirrely there. That wind that we had over on Grand Case is obviously still here. Not that far a distance between them. But we're down. But it wasn't about the flight, it's just more about the showing off the panels. There they are. Probably one of the shortest videos I've done so far, but not that much to see on these ones, just so that you can get a look of the Bonanza G1000 panels that I made based around the G1000. The most of the work was predominantly in this switch panel underneath the PFD there, and a few other smaller touches here and there to make it work. But I liked flying this plane, so it was important that I had a couple of panels for it at least. Not going to mess about too much here. Got another little vehicle on the yellow line, so we're going to get in the way of one of the jets and take up one of their spots. But we'll be out of here before long. I'm just going to turn it around and fly back to Grand Case, I think, after the video's finished. That'll do you. So there we have it. They are the Bonanza panels for the G1000 variant of the Bonanza in Microsoft Flight Sim. Hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching this short video, and see you again soon next time. Thanks, bye.